Okay, in the last video, I talked about Space Jam predicting the All-Star Weekend. Now, I was just sitting here a second ago, and I was kind of re-looking through everything, and I noticed he played Zach LaVine as the guy who won the dunk contest on Valentine's Day, and they compared him to Teen Wolf, and I've been kind of going through doing a bunch of searches on Wolves and Wolverine and everything else, and I'll get to that in a second. But what I noticed, and I talked about Space Jam here, so Zach LaVine, and it sounds like loving LaVine, right? Valentine's Day. He played for UCLA in college. And then you had Kevin Love, who used to play for the Timberwolves before LaVine got there, and he's now number 0. And on Space Jam, the Monstars are all number 0. And Kevin Love, so it's the theme, Love, LaVine. Kevin Love also played for UCLA. But on Sunday, and I had talked about this in the video too, the guy who won the NBA All-Star MVP was Russell Westbrook. And I talked about him being number 0 and the Monstars jerseys being the same color or whatever as his. But he played basketball at UCLA as well. He also played on the same team as Kevin Love. So then I was sitting here and I was thinking, I wonder if UCLA played on Valentine's Day. So I came and looked at UCLA. And they did play on Valentine's Day. They played Oregon, and they won by 9 points. And 45th day of the year, 9 is 4 and 5 or 5 and 4. So that's somewhat significant. But it gets even better when you actually look at the box score or whatever. And it all had to do with Space Jam, because the guy who won the dunk contest did the Space Jam dunk. So the box score, if it will load here. So UCLA won. The best player on UCLA that night was Kevon Looney. Are you kidding me? Looney Tunes. I mean, Space Jam. No way. That's all I could think about when I read that. He also had 18 points and 11 rebounds. And he had no other main stats. He had no assists, no steals, no blocks. He had 18 points and 11 rebounds, which is an 88. He's also number 5 for UCLA, so 5. And he was born on February 6th, which is the 37th day of the year. And you scroll down clear to the bottom here, and it says notes. Looney had earlier become the 4th UCLA freshman in the past 22 years with a double-double, which is 22 again, in either of his first 2 games. So look at all these 2s. I mean, the 4th UCLA freshman in the past 22 years with a double-double, which is 22 in either of his first 2 games. The first 3 were Charles O'Banion, Kevin Love, and Kyle Anderson. But check this out. The 4th UCLA freshman in the past 22 years. 22 and 4 is 88. So basically, if anyone thinks the numbers are crazy or whatever, this didn't even involve numbers really. It just involved name play. I mean, LaVine, Love, and then Westbrook. What are the odds? Even Andrew Wiggins Andrew Wiggins is from Ender's Game, and he's also the basketball player, but Ender's Game, and his sister's name is Valentine. And then he won the World versus whatever it was, World versus USA. They changed it this year. He was the MVP of that, and he's a Timberwolf. And then Zach LaVine, the next night on Valentine's Day, won the dunk contest, and he's the Teen Wolf. And then Russell Westbrook won the MVP of the All-Star game. And I looked up all 3 of them. And then Kevin Love, I guess. I added him in there because he used to be the Timberwolf. And he had the same number as Teen Wolf in the movie Teen Wolf. But, I mean, what are the odds? You look them up, and they all win on Valentine's Day, and then it goes back to Space Jam, and then I looked up UCLA because they all played for UCLA, and what do you know? The guy's last name is Looney, like Looney Tunes. I mean, whatever. That's all I could say, I guess. It's just crazy to me. I have to say it more than once. But anyway, I'm going to just make another whole video because I'm going to run out of time if I try to get all this information in of what else I wanted to say about it. So I guess stay tuned, or that's all, folks, or whatever Looney Tunes says. I can't even remember. But yeah.